Meme coins are pumping, Dragon with a hat, and Doge with a freaking hat. This new narrative is freaking taking off right now, and especially right now due to the fact that today is, for many of you, might be Chinese New Year. So it is the year of the dragon, and we've been talking about this narrative of how big this narrative could potentially be, right? So we're going to be talking about meme tokens taking off today. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the Solana and overall Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market and see what the charts are giving us, right? Today is Friday, so happy Friday. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day, and let's go ahead and get started with today's live stream. Go ahead and do me a huge favor and smash that like button for me, and comment down below, what are your thoughts about this market, right? Are you bullish about this market? Are you bearish about what's going on with the market? We have been seeing the market rip, right? And people have been quite actually bearish these last couple days, and I never understood why. I've told all of you that we were going to go ahead and rip through these new all-time highs, and it just seems like people were just in denial. So we're going to go ahead and see, is this a real pump? Is this a fake pump? So definitely go ahead and stay tuned and watch till the end of the live stream, because we definitely do have a lot of news to go ahead and cover today, right? So with that being said, welcome everybody. Thank you, happy for being here today. Let me go ahead and start sharing this on Discord so we can go ahead and get this popping. Oops, I have freaking Google hearing me right now. I'm not sure if any of you heard that. So let's go ahead and get this live stream started. Awesome, awesome. Welcome everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. And let me go ahead and start sharing this on Twitter real quick. We are set to go. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get this up and running. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's live stream. As I mentioned, freaking Bitcoin is freaking ripping through the freaking charts. Meme tokens are taking off. GME and AMC are kind of a little bit on a breather right now. They haven't really done much. They've been in a zone where they've been like slightly just cooling off, not doing much, to be honest, much action. It looks like right now we are in this buying the dip opportunity, but the overall market overall has been ripping through like freaking crazy, as we talked about, right? We talked about Bitcoin pumping like crazy. We talked about how once we were going to go through with this rip, we were going to have meme tokens also take off, altcoins also take off, right? So I do want to go ahead and say congratulations to all of you that have been making money in these last couple hours, because literally it's been in a couple hours. The market has been really freaking shaky. I've freaking got wrecked plenty of freaking times today, yesterday too, and there's a few meme tokens right now that are paying me pretty well so far, right? We have Dragon with what is it? Dragon with a hat. This is a Chinese narrative because of the Chinese New Year. Pretty cool project. It literally has a dragon with a hat, and this is based on the narrative that we also have, the dog with a hat, and then we had Doge with a hat, right? So this also has been taking off. Like I got in early on Doge with a hat. I got in at around 100K market cap, and this thing ripped through 3 million overnight, right? So I literally fell asleep. So unfortunately, I did not get the chance to go ahead and sell my complete bag. But as we were pumping last night, and I was half asleep when I entered at, or actually I entered at 60K. When I entered at 60K with Doge with a hat, I ended up taking profits as we were going and ripping through, and I pretty much made all my money back, right? So the rest of my bag is kind of running on just free money pretty much, because I already made what I put in with Doge with a hat, and then we also have this narrative being followed right now with Dragon with a hat. So I do think that this narrative is going to be pretty bullish as well. This thing has hit 200k market cap. I unfortunately did get in at around same thing, I think 60k, and then I think I ended up buying right now the dip at around like 90 to 95 to 100k. So when it comes to projects like this, when they pump a lot, it's very, very difficult to time the top or the bottom. So I would say, you know, your best bet is to dollar cost average. You can never really call the top or the bottom for most of these projects, and that's the thing you got to do, right? You have to understand that a lot of these projects are gambles, and there's going to just be people cheating. Like, for example, I was in a project called yesterday Myro with a hat, and that did pretty good. I rode the wave from like literally, I think it was like 20 or 12k all the way up to like 120, and I freaking held my bag like an idiot, man. Didn't take profits, and I literally just saw all my profits just diminish. So I literally lost probably a little bit over 1k of SOL yesterday, about $1,000, just trading a lot of these meme tokens, and I've gotten wrecked, right? So I would just say just dollar cost average when it comes to a lot of these tokens, but also understand the narrative, right? When you have a pretty good narrative, the team's doing pretty good, typically the project takes off, right? So right now the narrative is the tokens with a hat, and I think the dragon with a hat is just one of those that, in my opinion, we still haven't had the Chinese market wake up yet, which they will be waking up in a couple hours, like literally in the next like 2.5 hours they will be waking up. And as well, as you see, they're trending number 11 right now on Dex Screener. So I do think this thing could go ahead and continue to pump to the upside. As I mentioned, I did enter at around 60k market cap on this, and I also entered right now at 90k before making this live stream, because I wanted to make sure I get a good entry before I went live, because there's always a reason, dude. Every time I go freaking live, a project always pumps, right? So I wanted to make sure that I would have freaking bought in, taken advantage of that dip before we have that next rip to the upside, right? So they actually hit 200k market cap within the first 30 to 40 minutes, right? So that's pretty cool with that. But yeah, I do think this is going to be a pretty big narrative, the tokens with the hats. And as you can go ahead and see, we're almost following a very similar pattern where we make new all-time highs, we rip, and then we're going to get ready to make that double bottom with that reversal on the upside, right? So everything's looking pretty good. Markets are getting excited. Now, my question is, are people still excited about what's going on with the market? Because people have been very, very freaking bearish when I told all of you to be bullish. You know, I told all of you be bullish during these times. You don't want to be bearish during the time when the market's freaking pumping. And it just seems like everybody was doing the opposite, right? Everybody was being bearish when they should have never been bearish. You know, all of this whole entire narrative, which made no freaking sense, to be honest. And yeah, it's actually quite funny. It's actually quite funny in my opinion. It's quite funny what's going on with that case. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see where things go moving forward right now. With that being said, let's go ahead, and it looks like we started the stream a little later today, right? I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize that at all. I'm like literally just realizing that right now. I'm checking the time and I'm like, whoa, it's freaking late. So right now, yeah, Bitcoin ripped as we predicted past that $44,000 range. We are now at freaking over $47,000, and we hit as high as $48,000 as we friggin' talked about, right, Chad? None of this should be to your surprise. How's it going, James? I hope you're having a good one today. Hi, always bullish in live, and all will be better. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I really appreciate you for being here today. So yeah, dude, I mean, I've been taking a few L's these last couple hours, to be honest, but I do have two projects right here that are hopefully going to go ahead and make up for most of my losses, right? So Dog with a hat has already made me profits, and then Dragon with a hat, I just went ahead and bought the dip because I understand the narrative, and we understand that Chinese New Year's is also literally like tonight for many, or it already is for many of you, depending on the time zone you're in and depending on the time you're watching. But I do believe this narrative is going to go ahead and rip, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and keep an eye on what's going on with the market. I mean, I told all of you this looked extremely bullish. We had the inverse head and shoulders pattern right here with this nice freaking breakout to the upside, what looks freaking amazing. And right now at the moment too, now we're going to go and see where is the market going to go. Are they still going to be bearish and double down on their bearishness like like typically retail investors always do. I mean, I told a lot of you this was going to happen, right? And people just don't seem to listen. But the good thing is that people don't listen because I'm not a financial advisor, right? So what's up, Jonathan? How's it going? So when you're not a financial advisor, I guess it makes sense for people not to listen to you. So that completely helps out on my end, right? No, it's freaking amazing how we literally called this freaking call. I was so confident. I told all of you, like, dude, this thing's gonna rip to the upside. There's a higher probability of this ripping to the upside. And it's not that I'm a fortune teller. It's just that I understand what we're looking at, right? I show you the reasons why the chart's going to go up. I give you the narrative and the reasoning behind it. And it's never guaranteed, but so far, I have not been wrong calling the tops or the bottoms of this market, right? Is it going to hit $57,000? Well, that's a great question. That's what I don't know, all right? That's what we're all going to go ahead and see. I think there's still a possibility we could go ahead and break past that area. I mean, literally, Bitcoin has been ripping due to the fact that there's a lot of shorts getting squeezed, and shorts continue to double down on their position. Like, I don't know why they continue to do that. That's just typical freaking behavior of people in the market. They usually tend to go ahead and double down when they're wrong instead of exiting their trade. I could be guilty of that. That's happened to me multiple freaking times, just like yesterday. So it's complete normal behavior. How's it going, Dragon Dabmaster? Hope you're having a good one today, bro. So yeah, right now we're seeing freaking Bitcoin right now at this zone ripping through like it's no freaking tomorrow, man. I gotta watch out for my language. I'm getting a little too excited with what we're seeing in the market, right? This is the kind of behavior that I've been waiting for. Now, I just want to know, how is everybody gonna feel, right? Because everybody was telling me, John, it's gonna dump to 32K. I'm shorting, and I'm like, bro, why the heck would he be shorting a freaking bottom, man? You short the tops and you freaking buy the bottoms. You don't freaking short the freaking bottoms, and like what don't you not understand? You know, so like it's quite funny how like 2-3 days ago we saw the behavior of the short narrative, and this is the reason why I was bullish. I was like, dude, stick to your bearishness. I was bearish freaking back in January and December. Now that the market has done exactly what I said, now you want to switch over to bearish? Now I'm freaking bullish, man. And look at the freaking market. The market's freaking ripping. Altcoins are doing their freaking things. Meme coins are going to be ripping as well. We have new narratives coming literally out every day. Right now is the dog with the hat freaking narrative. That one's still freaking pretty good. We see Solana with this breakout right here at 109. We are approaching this area at around 110, and I'm telling you, once we break this 110 area, we will go ahead and be approaching 144 and 150, which would be extremely bullish for the meme token. So if you're a Solana meme token trader and you're holding on to AMC, GME, the dog with the hat narratives, I think these are going to do pretty good. Obviously, do expect a lot of volatility in the market. Make sure to always go ahead and take profits. That's one thing we need to go ahead and be aware of, right? Because yesterday I got rugged on a token called Myro with the hats, and I was doing pretty good. You know, I only put in a little bit of money. I ended up doing like a 12x, and then I got a little too greedy, and then I ended up throwing in more money and I got wrecked, right? So I ended up coming out from eventually throwing in like 3 or 4 SOL. I came out with like 1.5, and then I threw that in with Doge with a hat, right? And then Doge with a hat hit over 3 million market cap. Unfortunately, I was sleeping, so I woke up to the news that we hit 3 million market cap, right? So right now, this thing's a freaking trending #1. I jumped in on Dog with a hat at around 60,000 market cap. So this thing was literally created only 10 hours ago. So after I got rug pulled with that Myro with a hat, I had 1.5 SOL left, so I ended up freaking getting wrecked, right? Let's say I slightly broke even with a few losses, and I ended up throwing my money on this, and I'm like, dude, frick, dude, like I should have taken profits, right? Why did I think this was going to go up higher, and then I got rugged, right? Luckily, I was able to pulled out the 1.9 or 1.5 SOL out of that, threw it into Doge with a hat. As soon as I got in at like 60K market cap, that thing pumped all the way up to like literally 200K, and I was taking small little profits as my way up. So literally the bag that I have with Doge with a hat, it's literally just profits. Like all that money, I threw it into another project right now, which I'm throwing a little bit more of a gamble play on this. Also, it's it's dragging with a hat, right? So this is where I'm throwing a little bit of my profits there from Doge with a hat on dragging with a hat. I got in at 60K, and I also got in at around 90K. So we'll go ahead and see how these two plays play out. But this one is trendy number 11, and this is also one of those tokens with the hat narrative on him, right? So I think these narratives are pretty freaking strong, believe it or not. I know they sound really silly, and we talked about that, but yeah, these tokens are, and it just so happens that freaking Elon Musk said the year of the dragon, right? Which also kind of helps out with the narrative of dragging with a hat, right? So we'll see where things go with these tokens. With that being said, prepare for a lot of volatility in the space. I think AMC and GME are going to be making new all-time highs very soon as well. So right now, my goal is to go ahead and do with the projects that I just showed you right now that I'm in my positions. My goal is to go ahead and enter at a bigger bag on AMC, because I do believe AMC is going to go ahead and rip, right? It's been, in my opinion, still undervalued, continues to be undervalued in my opinion, and I think at any second now we will be having that pump, right? So I did have to take a little bit of profits on AMC these last couple days ago. I'm still deep in profits, but honestly, I lost most of my freaking money trading these other meme tokens because I was like, dude, I have to make some money to add more to my AMC bag, right? And instead, I freaking lost money. So I lost freaking money instead of freaking making money. So I sold slight of my, I didn't sell that much of my bag. I probably only sold like about $400 on my AMC bag. No, $300 or $400, something like that, something around the lines like that. And so right now my goal is to go ahead and load up and make as much money as I can in the next couple hours before AMC takes off, because I do believe we are still in the strong narrative with AMC and GME. What's up, Dammaster? Great day, man. Awesome, man. Glad to hear. So I am going to be loading up a lot more on AMC. This is my goal right now. Unfortunately, I was being a freaking idiot and I got wrecked on my position, and I took profits on my AMC, try to go ahead and swing trader to come bring it back into AMC, and I got wrecked, right? So right now, that's kind of like what my goal is. My goal is to go ahead and rack up some money these next couple hours and try to see how much money I could go ahead and pour in back into AMC, and potentially also grab me a small little bag of GME, because if I could grab me a small little bag on GME, knowing that it moves with AMC with this next run up that GME is about to have as well very, very soon, maybe over the weekend, I would like to go ahead and take advantage of that volatility, right? Why? Because as GME pumps, we all know that GME usually pumps a lot quicker than AMC. So if I could go ahead and jump into AMC with some profits with the projects that I just showed you, and I could throw them into AMC and GME, and if I could swing trade GME, I'll be able to go ahead and add up to my bag on AMC, and honestly, not only put back what I lost from freaking trading and selling my bag on AMC, luckily it was all profit, but to also go ahead and add a bigger position that I had before, right? So that's kind of like what my goal is right now with the market. I mean, Solana's freaking ripping, as I told everybody was going to happen. We are seeing right now the fear and greed at around levels of 72 at greed, so there's definitely a lot of interest in the market, and this is the reason why we're seeing Bradley, how's it going, bro? Freaking so is freaking running. Yes, it is, dude. So this is the reason why I've been positioning myself with these meme tokens. I usually don't do this, chat. I've been telling you, I've been so against meme tokens because I just get rugged all the time. But now that I've been back in the game of understanding how these meme tokens move, I understand how these tokens are moving and what to look for and what to avoid for. So Dragon is this right here, bro. I jumped into this token. It's called Dragon with a Hat. This thing's trendy number 10, and from what I heard, there's some callers right now being called. This thing hit as high as 200K market cap. We also have to keep in mind the Chinese New Year is around the corner. Like literally, it is for many of you, it might be today. So this is one of the projects that I jumped into at around 50K, and then I ended up holding the bag all the way to 200K, and then saw my profits go down to like 90K, or no, it went down to 90K market cap, and then I loaded up at 90K market cap again. So I'm going to go to see where this thing goes. This is also profits from Dog with a Hat. because I got in at an early entry with Dog with a Hat. I got in at 60K market cap, and I rode the wave all the way to 3 million, but I was asleep. And that's kind of the problem. A lot of these meme tokens run up literally while many people are sleeping. Like I was freaking, I stayed awake till like 5 a.m. earlier today. I literally only slept like probably 5 hours or less than that. Let's see, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. I slept like 4 hours today, dude. I slept 4 hours, no caffeine, no nothing, and I got in with Doge with a Hat at like 20K. Or yeah, 20K, I think it was. Yeah, 20K. I got in at Doge with a Hat at 20K, and that was because I got rugged at Myro with a Hat. I got rugged with Myro with a Hat at. I ended up I was being an idiot on that one, dude. I ended up holding my bag from 20K as well, or 12K. Rode the wave all the way to like 112,000 market cap, and then as it was dumping, I was buying the dip, dude. I pulled out another $300-400 out of AMC because I'm like, dude, if this thing hits 1 million, I'm gonna go ahead and take those profits and throw it back into AMC, and I'll be able to buy a bigger bag because more than likely AMC is gonna dump, right? So AMC did dump, but also so did Myro with a Hat, right? So whatever money that I have playing right now with Dragon with a Hat it's very, very small amounts of money, but that's money that I'm playing with Dog with a Hat. So Dog with a Hat, I already took out my initial because I learned. I'm like, F this, bro. Like, I'm gonna go ahead, as soon as I freaking double my money, I'm gonna take out my initial and let the rest ride. And if I want to continue to gamble with the money, then I'm gonna do it, right? But I've been learning, you do not want to go all in with a lot of these projects, right? You just never know, especially with the volatility. They move very, very quickly, and they pump and they dump and they fall, and it's just very difficult to go out and predict where a lot of these projects will go. But I'm really, really bullish with this one. Doge with a Hat, I do think this thing's gonna rip past, literally, in my opinion, 5 million market cap, right? So I'm still holding on to a nice little decent bag on that. So my goals right now is to make a quick flip on Dragon with a Hat, hopefully by the next couple hours. Hopefully by the time that we go Asian goes live, it's about 2 hours when the Asian market wakes up. Hopefully by Asian market and London session, we have Dragon with a Hat also pumping, and hopefully I could go ahead and make a little bit of money on there and before we have the AMC and GME run up, right? Because my goal is to go ahead and double, quadruple down on AMC and GME. Like, if I had freaking money right now to go ahead and double down, I would do that, but I don't. Like, literally, the only money I have right now is like my trading bag. Like, that's all the freaking money I have to my name, because I got wrecked, as a lot of you know, in the beginning of the month when I was longing Solana. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew Solana was in a pump, and this is the reason why I went all in. You know, when I go all in is because I know and I feel confident that something's going to happen, right? And with AMC, I feel confident that this thing's going to freaking pump. Same thing with GME. I feel confident that this thing's going to rip in the next couple of days. Maybe by the end of, you know, today, maybe by tomorrow, we're going to have a massive reversal. I'm telling you, GME, they're not going to go ahead and let go and settle down with a 93 million market cap, bro. They're going to push it. And based on what I've been in a lot of telegrams with a lot of these meme tokens, a lot of GME and AMC holders, or whatever the case is, they're trading other tokens to add more to their bags. You know, they're holding on to their GME. They're not selling, dude. They're really like holding on with deep in profits, right? So to pretty much tell you that, it's like, yes, it's a little bit impatient. Now that I learned, I think your best bet is, like, when you're up a lot in profits with a lot of these projects, take your freaking initial out, at least take some profits, so that way when you look for other opportunities, you don't have to go ahead and miss out on the opportunities. Because sometimes when you go ahead and ride, you know, your bag up and down, not only are you kind of missing out on making an additional money, but you're also missing out on adding to additional money to the bag that you're really bullish on. Like AMC, I'm freaking bullish on, dude. Like, I know this is going to be the play, but unfortunately now when it does rip, I'm gonna make a decent amount of money, but it's not going to be what I want, right? So that's why I want to go ahead and see how much money I can make in the next couple hours, hopefully the next couple days before this takes off, but also just be on the lookout with new narratives around the corner, right? So this is what you got to do. You have to just kind of swing trade these little narratives. Take your initial, man. I've gotten wrecked these last couple hours. I lost over $1,000 already. Luckily, it was all profits, but you know, it's because of getting a little too greedy with the meme tokens, right? So I'm already kind of getting an understanding when they when they start dumping and when to start adding to your position, right? As well, I've been having a lot of issues with BonkBot. So a lot of people have been telling me that BonkBot is no longer good to trade a lot of these meme tokens. So you're actually getting wrecked trading BonkBot as well, right? So that's what I'm going to be on the lookout. It's positioning myself for a better bot, positioning myself for a better strategy moving forward, because I do believe meme coin season is around the corner. If it hasn't started, it's going to freaking start. I mean, you're seeing these narratives. I'm telling you, chat, I got in. I've already jumped into a few projects early on, like 10K market cap, riding the wave to 100K plus, right? So I'm starting to get the feeling of what it's like to ride the waves with these tokens, and the market hasn't been bullish, right? From what I've been hearing, the market has been really slow. Yesterday, the tokens were freaking slow. They didn't do that much action, and they started ripping later on my night, right? Which was morning for like a London session and all of that. So I do believe we are going to be getting more volatility right now, especially with the space getting excited. Hopefully all those people that were bearish are now turning to bullish, because that's going to help us rip through Solana hitting that 110 and above, hitting that 144, and we will see a continuation not only on AMC and GME, but all these freaking meme tokens, right? It's going to be so much easier to make money left and right. Literally, you'll just be able to throw your money into one token and they're all going to freaking pump, right? And that's what we want, right? We kind of want that market right now. I think we're needed for that market, in my opinion, before we have, the Bitcoin halving. But yeah, we're also seeing, as I mentioned, dog with a hat. This thing's gonna rip. I think this is gonna hit over 5 million. Shib with a hat hit over 5 million, I believe, yesterday, or 6 million. So the narrative was really bullish on this. They have over like 100 and something people on Telegram. So the Telegram chat is super bullish as well. So definitely stay up to date with those narratives. Throw in a small little bag. I would say don't throw in no more than one soul, and then just take your initial. This is what I've been learning from getting wrecked on a lot of these projects. But so far we're coming back, right? And this is the second narrative that I'm telling you. Well, not the second narrative, but this one of the first tokens that started this trend. And this is Shib with a hat, right? Which we saw it go as high as 5 million. And I think this is the reason why this is dumping, is because everybody's putting their money into the next hot thing, which is Doge with a hat. And if you actually go ahead and see how many days this thing ran up for, it took 4 days to run up to 5 million plus market cap. And Doge with a hat hit 3 million market cap in less than 24 hours, right? So we're going to go ahead and see if this thing continues to rip. As I mentioned, I'm already in profits in this. So regardless of where this thing dumps, I'm already pretty much set, right? And this is kind of the beauty of when you take the risk early on. Even when a project dumps 50%, you're still deep in profits because you were willing to take on that risk. So even though this thing dumped 80%, I'm still deep in profits, because I got in early on. I got in at like 20,000 market cap, right? So I took the risk early on, but I didn't get to sell the top because I was sleeping. So that's just a heads up. It's also a friggin' sleepless nights that you also get to have, right? So let's go ahead and see. Bradley says up 200%. That's awesome, man. Got in a long that we talked about yesterday. Did you use JSA under 40 leverage? Nice, bro. Got in at 103. I saw MEXC listing a coin called Dragon 2024 soon. Do you know what that is? I do not, bro. I do not know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Moonboy, how's it going, my guy? Alex Crypto sent me here and promised me the best non-financial advice. Yes, bro. Mr. M5 was mine. Nobody touched it. My favorite meme coin is I hear it pumped lately. Rumors say that Sol is having little pampy action. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Glad to go ahead and have all of you here today. Yeah, markets are freaking ripping, dude. I just can't believe how many freaking idiots were dumb enough to freaking short the bottom, dude. There was a lot. I take that back. There was a lot of freaking idiots shorting the bottom on Bitcoin when I told everybody not to do this because there was going to be a short squeeze. And look what we're at today, right? So I guess we also have to thank the idiots for shorting Bitcoin at the bottom, because you don't short Bitcoin you don't short anything at the bottom, chat. You also don't long anything at the top, right? You wait for it to dump, then you make your decision. And same thing with this. Like if you were bearish on Bitcoin these last couple of days, which I was like almost laughing at you, I was like telling you, I was like, dude, you should have been bearish on Bitcoin like right here, which was the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ETF. That's where I was super bearish on Bitcoin, and I was really bearish from December leading into January with the whole entire market. I was telling everybody like, watch out, we're gonna see a correction, and everybody was getting mad at me, right? Then you know I was gonna go ahead and short Bitcoin right here, but then I was like, dude, what are the possibilities that Bitcoin recovers really quickly because of a short squeeze? I said the probabilities are super high. So I decided not to short my position. I decided to wait, right? Luckily, I waited because we did break through. And at this zone right here, I was like, okay, this is a good time to long. I know it sounds crazy, but this is a good time to freaking long. And people were shorting right here. And I'm like, dude, this makes no sense. You have an inverse head and shoulders. You have a cup and handle pattern. You have the RSI crossing. You have short squeezes going to happen around $43,000 to $44,000 Bitcoin. I'm like, dude, how does it make sense to go ahead and short the market? We have a war going on right now. Iran attacked freaking, the US attacked Iran. We have the DXY going down. We have the US 100 going up. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, who in their right mind will short this market right now? Like, I'm like, who will short this market right now? Like, that's the dumbest thing you could freaking do. But you know, I was encouraging people too, like if you're actually going to short the market, at least do me a huge favor by using my links down below, BingX and MEXC, no KYC, and you do get really nice bonuses. I do want to say BingX, dude, I literally got over $600 of bonuses just from depositing money and making a few trades. Like literally the easiest platform to make bonuses. Like MEXC, dude, I've traded with over 20 grand on MEXC and I never got one freaking bonus. Like the most I probably got was like $1. Unfortunately, I can't trade on Bybit, so I'm getting that situation fixed up. But with BingX, dude, the fact that I deposited less money than I ever have on MEXC had over 30,000, never got freaking bonuses. BingX threw in like $1,200, I think, or 3 grand, I can't remember, and I got like $600 plus, literally for free. You know what I mean? So like that was pretty cool. So I do like BingX a lot. I would recommend BingX in my opinion. I think it's a pretty good platform. But MEXC, when it comes to meme tokens and leverage trading, yeah, MEXC is a platform to go. They have also cut down their commission as well. But if you do need a VPN for privacy reasons, especially the ones that you need those in here in this crypto space, avoid you know, getting wrecked. Check out NordVPN, 69% off with 3 months extra. But yeah, with that being said, I mean, I guess it's good that we had idiots shorting freaking the bottom of the market. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. It's the same thing with AMC and GME. I was longing AMC and GME in the short squeeze because that was the bottom of the market. It couldn't go any lower. Like fundamentally, it made no sense. Bitcoin, Solana, altcoins, fundamentally, it made no sense to short this market. But we have to thank all the freaking knuckleheads that shorted the bottom of the market in order for us to see this short squeeze. So I guess thank you for shorting, and hopefully you use my link, and hopefully you made money too. I just really do hope you made money with this market, right? So yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much what the market, what we're seeing. I did want to go ahead and go over a few articles that we do have in mind. Let me see what how these tokens are doing, bro. So this one's at 650. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, this is the same thing. What is Dragon doing, bro? Where's Dragon at? Okay, I just lost Dragon. Let me see. Dude, I can't believe I just exited Dragon, bro. Frick. I want to see where we're at right now in profits. I think we're slightly down. I think this is a ticker. Dragon with a hat, yes. What are we at right now? 37K market cap. Damn, dude. Freaking wrecked. Hopefully this thing goes back. I bought in at 60 and I bought in at 100. Luckily I didn't throw in too much freaking money in this. So yeah, hopefully we can recover back on Asian session. But luckily that was a small position. I think I only threw in like 50 to 60 bucks. Let's go ahead and read some comments real quick. I got 5 euros bonus on another platform. I'm happy for that. Awesome, man. Hey, Vernon, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one. How you been, bro? Long time no talk. How have the meme tokens been playing out for you? Been making any nice little plays? Let's go ahead and check out this token right here that Vernon shared. Let's go ahead and see. Musk Dragon, nice. Check this project out for me, please. Can you find out what Dragon 2024 is? Yeah, 100%. I'll try to see what it is right now on stream. Did we talk about this already, Vernon? Did you share this a long time ago? Because I don't know why this thing has a line on the chart. It's weird. We must have looked at this already. Interesting, because it has lines. Like, I don't know why it has random lines on this. Yeah, I think you did talk about this. Interesting. 228,000 market cap. This looks pretty good. It looks like this thing's breaking out of this cup and handle pattern on the 4 hourly. I mean, we see that like right here. We see that resistance being broken out. So I think Musk Dragon's gonna go ahead and do another rip. MEXC countdown says is listing in 16 hours. It's probably a meme token, bro. We're gonna check right now. We'll see what we could go ahead and find on there. Give me 1 second. I'm looking. Oh yeah, nah, actually no. I could just look at my position right here. I'm looking at my position real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, dog with the hat, I'm still up 177%. And then Dragon with the hat, I'm down 47%. It's almost about 50%. So on that one, I only put in about like 60 to 80 bucks, right? Yeah, but they had a few narratives. They had Myro with the hat, which was freaking good. Gorilla with the hat, which was also freaking good. So yeah, we'll see where things go in the next couple hours. Hopefully, we see some sort of market recovery on these tokens. I think we will. I think I'm pretty much set. I just need to go ahead and get something. I kind of need to go ahead and find a token that's ripping, just to go ahead and make those gains to add more to my AMC position, bro. Because I feel like this thing's gonna freaking rip, and I want to go ahead and swing trade GME as well. So I would like to have like at least a nice little bag, or at least providing LP, bro. If I could provide LP for like AMC, I think I'd be pretty much solid on that. Provide some liquidity for AMC or GME, dude. I know GME's freaking you can make so much freaking money providing liquidity. Dude, providing liquidity is the move to do, right? If you're bullish in a project and you're holding, which I should have done with AMC and I never thought about it, but if you're holding onto a project, your best bet is to go ahead and be a market provider. Rogan reacts, I send you money, you trade it for me. I lost my ID with no investment. Website will let me invest without it. Most of my money is in Cash App. Rogan, I don't trade for people because I'm not a financial advisor, and you'll probably lose your money anyways with me. Like, I'm not freaking, I don't know any information that I can make you money. You know what I mean? It's like I get wrecked. I lost freaking $1,000 last night, and I'm trying to recover. Luckily, like, it was all profits, so I'm still good, you know. I'm not too bad, but yeah, I can't trade for you, bro, because I'm not a financial advisor. But two, you could go, you don't need an ID for you to trade on platforms such as MEXC and BingX, and that's the reason why I love trading on BingX and MEXC, right? Both of these platforms don't require an ID, don't require any kind of verification information. All you need to do is literally use your email, your phone number, and you're set to go, right? And a lot of these platforms, you could also buy, literally, you could go ahead and buy cryptocurrency with wire transfer. So if you have Cash App, you could go ahead and make a wire transfer with both of these platforms on the P2P, which is a peer-to-peer platform where you could go ahead and buy crypto directly with any ID as well. So check out BingX and MEXC. As I mentioned, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't trade for you. And then two, you don't need an ID for MEXC or BingX, right? So you're pretty much set. You could go ahead and trade on both of these platforms without an ID. Literally takes less than 3 seconds. All you're required is an email, and when it comes to the deposit, you go to like the peer-to-peer platform where you can go ahead and purchase the cryptocurrency directly from someone on their platform as a third-party provider or as a escrow, and then you could go ahead and do wire transfers or pay with your debit card, right? So you could do that all through Cash App as well. You could send wire transfers on Cash App. You could freaking use a debit card on Cash App, and you could buy crypto, right? So that's the beauty about BingX and MEXC, right? So if you forget your ID or expired or whatever the case is, MEXC and BingX are the two platforms to go. And if you're in need of a VPN for whatever reasons, you got to stay protected in the space, especially of crypto, I would recommend checking out NordVPN, 69% off with 3 months extra. But yeah, check out those platforms, man. It literally takes 2 seconds, and you make money. You make money off of just signing up, right? So that's the beauty of that as well. Musk Dragon. Let's go ahead and take a look at Musk Dragon. It kind of reminds me of the name of like Elon Musk. I wonder if that's the reason why this thing's pretty bullish. But dude, the website's freaking nice. I like this. It looks really nice. Looks pretty cool. Let's see what else they have going on. Let's check out their Twitter. I think there's going to be a breakout to this. You might see Musk Dragon probably do like a 2 to 3x in the coming hours or days, in my opinion. It is. Yep. Nice. Damn, they also have it in Chinese. That's pretty good. Yeah, so these dragon coins, I think they're gonna freaking pump like crazy. So cross your fingers, we do pretty good with all these dragon coins. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. So that's a good call right there, Vernon. I'll definitely keep my eyes out on this one. How is this thing doing? Okay, yeah, this thing rugged, bro. I got into this yesterday, like freaking in the bottom, and I should have freaking sold that thing. Luckily, I came out with a little bit of money, but yeah, mistakes have been learned on that for sure, I could tell you. Let's go ahead and read some comments real quick. Vernon says, well, I didn't. Oh, you didn't jump in yet? Been making some nice money on AMC mostly. Nice, bro. Yeah, I gotta start swing trading AMC, bro. That's what I'm gonna be waiting for now. LOL, bro. Just took my initial out, just like you said. You practically are trading for me. LOL, just K. You didn't give me financial advice. Yeah, dude. See, the thing is, it's like we all get kind of greedy, man, and I'm guilty of it because like we all want to make our money back, or we all want to go ahead and like add more to our positions because we understand the narrative of what's coming, right? But that's how a lot of these projects sometimes get us. Like they know people are gonna start getting greedy as the price action goes up. So like if you put in like 0.5 SOL, let's say you put in like $50 or whatever the case is on a project and you see it 4 or 5x, you feel more confident throwing in 2-3 grand, and that's usually when they start pulling the rug, right? So because that's what happened to me when I went in with Myro with a hat. I put in like freaking 1 SOL, dude. I think I put in like half a SOL or like 1 SOL, and that thing ended up turning into like around like a 7x, and I didn't freaking take profits. And I ended up adding more to my bag. I pulled out like profits out of my AMC position. I took out like $300, and I added into buying the dip like 2 point something SOL into Myro with a hat, and I got wrecked. And I came out with like 1.5 SOL left. So like I ended up putting a total of like, let's say 4 SOL, and I came out with 1.5. So in reality, I lost like 3 point something, right? So I lost like 3 point something SOL on that position. But when I got into Dog with a Hat, I was like, whatever, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the money that I just was able to recover from Myro with the hat, and I had like 1 point something SOL. So I ended up slightly jumping into my position. So I first put in half a SOL. It doubled, it tripled. I took my initial. I ended up throwing another like full SOL in on Dog with a Hat. And then right now, Dog with a Hat ripped all the way to 3 million, but I was sleeping, so I wasn't able to take full profits. But even right now, I could still take a 200% profit right now with Doge with the hat, right? So that's kind of like the way you got to do it. And then luckily with the profits with Doge with the hat, I threw in like $60 into Dragon with a hat. So I really have no losses with this token either. It's just freaking money that I'm throwing in from profits. It's like, yeah, we want to like hope and cross our fingers that every play freaking goes to the moon. But in reality, it's not always going to be the case. There's going to be like someone that apes in at the bottom, someone that's freaking ballsies and throws in like 5 SOL. And as is ripping through 100K, of course, you're going to go ahead and dump the chart, right? And that's typically the kind of behavior we see with a lot of tokens and projects, is that the people that get in early, like the big whales or the people sniping the contract, they freaking get in with a fat nice bag as it's climbing up, and then they start to sell near the bottom, near the top when it's consolidating, right? And that's where you have then the panic sellers dumping their bags, and then we see sometimes a project being done with, right? But so far this thing's holding 30K market cap, so hopefully this thing recovers. But as I mentioned, the good thing about this is that this token was the money that I threw in was literally free money, because of the fact that I threw in profits from Dog with a hat, right? So Dog with a hat, luckily, is doing pretty well for me. It has dumped a little bit right now, but I think this thing's gonna rip as well and probably approach the 5 million market cap if I'm not mistaken on this. But we'll see where things go with this one too. I just think the narrative is super bullish. And on this one, I got in, as I mentioned to all of you, I got in at like 20K. And this thing ripped to 3 million market cap. So we'll see where this thing goes. Even if this thing loses support and, like, let's say it looks bearish, which on the 15-minute chart, it doesn't look too bad. It does look like a head and shoulders pattern, but we did break out of that shoulder. So as long as we continue to hold this right here, this floor right here, I think we should be good, right? You know, if I do see Dog with a hat, you know, start losing the support, and I don't think it's going to be bullish anymore, then even if I take profits right here at the bottom, I'm still deep in profits because I got in at 20K market cap, right? So I'm really not losing anything. So I'm hoping this thing reverses back up, and as it makes new all-time highs and we hit 3 million, 5 million market cap, I could take small profits and then gamble that money with other plays, right? So now I'm kind of learning not to be too greedy, bro, and I think that's the best way to do it, to be honest, because with these meme tokens, they're all pretty much gambles, man. There's no guaranteed with these tokens. Even with the AMC and GME or GME, AMC, whatever the frick it's called. But even with these tokens, I'm even more bullish. And this is the reason why I want to make some money with these memes, to go ahead and throw back into these bags. So when we do have the initial rip to the upside again, we could go ahead and make a lot of money on the upside swing trading AMC and GME, right? And then have a little moon back. So yeah, we'll see where things go with the markets, but I think the markets are looking freaking amazing in my opinion. I think we're gonna have a very great, exciting weekend. I'm really excited for this. Really fun, really looking forward to this as well. So I'm glad to go ahead and see that. Yeah, bro, they slowly rug soon as you buy in. 100%. How do I use it? I'm in the United States, if you don't mind me asking. Appreciate it, Rogan. Yeah, of course, man. You just go ahead and sign up, bro. You just click on the link and you sign up. You might have to need a VPN for whatever reason, you know. So check out you know, NordVPN. But I can't really give you instructions on how to do it exactly. It's very simple and self-explanatory. You literally just click on the links that I told you, BingX or MEXC, and you could go ahead and create an account. And then once you create an account, you could definitely go ahead and navigate towards the platform and see how you're able to go ahead and do all of that. But it's really self-explanatory, bro. Yeah, it's correlated with Elon Musk. Nice. Can you please help with information? How can I get out money from Uniswap? As it's easy, but I don't know. Sorry for a stupid question. For Uniswap, James, you have to do the question is for Uniswap is like, have you ever swapped a token before? I'm assuming you have if you're trying to take out money on a Uniswap. For Uniswap, in order for you to do like take out your money, you got to do the same thing. It's the way that you put in the money, it's the way you take out the money. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but you just swap the money back, right? So when you go over to Uniswap and you want to swap your money, you have to make sure you have gas fees. And then when you have gas fees, let's say you're switching, let's just call you have this token called Aave, right? And you want to go ahead and get it in return USDT. You click the amount, you connect your wallet, and then you just swap. That's all you got to do. It's really self-explanatory, really easy. And it's really simple. I just made a video on how to buy AMC and GME, and it's the same way that you do it. These swaps, like, the beauty about this in DeFi is that once you learn how to do this once, your knowledge and information you can go ahead and use that same information for another different blockchain, right? They might be a little different when it comes to bridging and doing all of that, and the gas fees might be different. The token, a native token, might be different, but the narrative overall is very simple, right? It's really pretty much the same thing when it comes to swapping a lot of these tokens. Yeah, they slowly rug you as soon as you buy. I agree with you. How would I swing trade on AMC and GME? Mr. Dot, that's a great question. So for swing trading and doing that on AMC, I hear people using Jupiter Swap to go ahead and dollar cost average or exit out their position slowly with a timer. I don't know how to do that, but that's what I've been hearing. For me personally, you need to use a Telegram bot. BankBot is no longer as good as it used to. BankBot is super glitchy, super laggy. I've actually lost a lot of money because of BankBot. And so you need to use a Telegram bot in order to trade, right? I tried Banana Swap or Banana Gun. That thing for me also kind of freaking sucks. So right now I'm kind of dabbling, looking for a new bot. I'm going to try Unibot next on Solana. I'm going to see how that bot works for me. But you do need to have a bot in order to swing trade, in my opinion, because if you're swapping on these exchanges, dude, you're going to get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked. So this is the reason why you have to understand how to use these tools, which I've made videos about, right? I made videos about them. I really don't ever trade on camera anymore because I always get wrecked whenever I'm trading on camera, so I try not to go ahead and trade on camera. But you know, maybe in the future I will consider doing that again, but at the moment you need to go ahead and set up a Telegram bot. So right now I'm in the looking for a Telegram bot. Like right now I'm still using BankBot. It sucks. I've lost money because my position sometimes doesn't go through, and people were telling me that BankBot is pretty much broken now. So right now I'm in the looks for another bot that I think, in my opinion, is easy to use and works, right? So until I find that solution and I could go ahead and tell you that I found that strategy, I'll be able to share it with you. But as I mentioned, I literally just started meme coin gambling trading again, if you want to call it, on DEXs, which I haven't done in years. Like I haven't done this in a while. And last time I played like this with the DEX was back with Pepe 2, right? And then I realized about freaking, you know, using leverage, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing trading on DEXs when I could just use leverage, right? So right now this is my first time back in a couple months back to being in DeFi. And that's just because I understand what's going on with the market, right? All the money that's being poured into the market, it's going to be so much easier to make money in DeFi. So this is the only reason why I'm pivoting, right? And you have to pivot because like right now, yes, you can make a lot of money, you know, swing trading these altcoins and leverage trading, but most of the money you're going to be making, man, is going to be on DeFi, whether that's providing liquidity, whether that's trading meme tokens, whether that's staking, you know, some of these tokens early on, whatever the case is, anything DeFi related, whether they're loans, you're going to be making a lot more money in DeFi, in my opinion, than you would leverage trading. But see, if you don't know how to do DeFi, it's a whole different realm to understand. You know what I mean? So like, it's going to be very difficult if you haven't mastered the first one to pivot from the other one. Like I've always done DeFi trading since early on in the last bull run. So I understood how to navigate on PancakeSwap, on Uniswap, and all of that. So like when I did this transition into Solana, it was a bit confusing, but it was very easy to understand because I traded DeFi years ago, right? So I would recommend just stick to something. Try not to go ahead and get too scared with the new flashy thing. But if you have the time and the ability to adopt and learn and really like go all in and really, you know, dedicate yourself into like leverage trading and then DeFi trading or whatever the case is, and you're passionate about it, then I would do it, because now you're making money every time the market's switching. Because see, not everybody makes money when Bitcoin's pumping or dumping. But if you're a trader that knows how to trade the different markets, like I know how to trade leverage now, right? It took me months to understand how to trade leverage. Now I would say I kind of mastered it, right? I'm kind of good at leverage trading. I know how to leverage trade. I know how to make money leverage trading, right? I know what to look for. That's a checklist right there. For DeFi, I know how to provide liquidity. I know how to trade. I know how to use a Telegram bot, right? So when the market on the meme tokens are dead, I know how to make money leverage trading. And when leverage trading is dead, I know how to make money trading meme tokens and providing liquidity in DeFi, right? I know how to buy NFTs. Right. So like what I'm trying to tell you is that if you're a person, a trader or investor who knows how to pivot from the market conditions, because there's always going to be different markets. There's going to be a time for Bitcoin trading. There's going to be a time for altcoin trading, and there's going to be a time for DeFi trading. Right. And if you're a person that only knows how to trade Bitcoin, you're missing out on all the money you could be making all year round trading altcoins and meme tokens. But that's only if that's your full-time thing, right? If you're only doing it because you love trading Bitcoin and you only like doing it like 3 months in a year, then that's fine. And you don't care about missing out on money, that's okay. But if you're a person that wants to capitalize and make as much money every freaking day in this market, you need to understand how to trade leverage, need to understand how to trade DeFi, and need to understand how to purchase NFTs. So when the next hot thing comes out and everybody's like, oh, meme tokens, and you're running and you don't know how to purchase a meme token, you're buying probably at the top and you're going to get wrecked. You know, when people are talking and promoting about leverage trading and you're trying to learn because DeFi is dead now and you're trying to make money while the market's down and people are showing you how much money they're making and you're trying to learn, you're going to get wrecked, right? Because you're going in the most volatile time in the market and you want to get in before the mass adoption starts pouring in, right? So that's what I would recommend when it comes to this. Let's go ahead and see what Karen went ahead and shared with us. Let me go ahead and pull that on my stream real quick. So I hope that makes sense for what I'm trying to tell you, chat. Vernon says, don't forget, John, it's not only the early guys dumping, but the team as well. I agree with you. Thanks. But how to get it as cash out? You mean as like money, like you want cash in your pocket? You would have to go ahead and send that money to an exchange, which whether it would be Coinbase or crypto.com or whatever, you know, exchange, centralized exchange you use, and then just go ahead and use that debit card. I mean, that's the way I do it. So you could also use exchange now. Yeah, you could also use exchange now. About a pump. BankBot is crap at the moment. Screwed me hard on AMC trade. Yeah, I agree, dude. BankBot is crap. Then I was going to buy 0.7 SOL for 23K at 0.224, and I was like, wait a minute, that is less. Didn't make sense. I made a profit in DeFi already. I noticed in DeFi, you just move that bag onto the hot things that keep it moving like a snowball. I was in NFT last bull run, and it was fun money. Yeah, 100%. Ooh, thank you. I was thinking same. If you have Coinbase, bro, use that. So this is what I do, man. And it's a little difficult because I know a lot of you have different platforms in different countries that you're in. Like in my country, I can go ahead and use a lot of platforms. So it's very, very like catered to another person, like depending on where you're located. But like, for example, if you have Coinbase, what I would do is I would swap whatever token you bought on Uniswap, you transfer into USDT or USDC, and you swap and you send that money from your DeFi wallet onto the centralized exchange like Coinbase, let's say, and send it as USDT. So when it arrives as USDT, you could sell it and you could transfer it directly to your bank, or you could just go ahead and use the Coinbase debit card, right? Which I had issues with. I haven't received my damn freaking Coinbase card. Crypto.com. Freaking, my account has been blocked for literally over a month. I haven't been able to get a contact of support. They've been lagging on me. I need a new debit card and my money just stuck. Luckily, I only have like $100 in there, but that's how I used to use so I could purchase things in real life, right? Because that's how I make my money, is in crypto. So in order for me to pay for stuff, I need to transfer it into currency, and that's kind of the dumb thing about crypto. I'm gonna be honest with you, that if you don't have the dollar, dude, it's freaking hard to transact depending on the country you're in, right? So right now I'm using like Robinhood as my platform to go ahead and buy things. So that's how I pay my bills with Robinhood. I transfer USDT from Solana or Ethereum, and I transfer it into my Robinhood account, and then I just use the debit card. That's typically how I do. And if I want to pull out cash, I just go ahead and go to the ATM with my debit card, right? So there's a lot of ways to go ahead and do it. It just really depends on the. I'm trying to show the contract, Kieran. I think I said your name correctly. I apologize if I didn't, but it's not showing up. Okay, I think now it showed up on my live stream right here on my left. Thank you. Yeah, of course, man. Of course, James. It's just very it's just really difficult to go ahead and give you a one-stop solution, right? Because I can't use Bybit, and I know Bybit has debit cards, so maybe Bybit might be the best platform. So right now I'm working on my KYC status for Bybit, so I could go ahead and start using Bybit, right? So that's why it's a little difficult to go ahead and give a one kind of stop answer. Oh, this is freaking cool. This is the one. Nice. 800K market cap. Damn, dude. Yeah, this is freaking nice. See, this would be pretty good swing trading right now. These are the kind of tokens you want to be trading. In my opinion, not financial advice, obviously, right? But these are the kind of tokens you want to go ahead and be swing trading. Let's see where we're at with this. 40K market cap. So we're good. With Dragon with Hat, we're still trending number 9. We just need to go ahead and kind of break above that and you know, continue to hold the support. It looks like $30,000 is the support for Dragon with a Hat. So as I mentioned, we should be having the Asian session go live in about an hour. So it's looking pretty good on that play. I did buy in, you know, at 60K or 50K, and I bought in at like 90K. So I'm down, you know, quite a bit. But yeah, well, we just have to be patient sometimes, Chad. You got to understand that this is literally gambling, man. This is freaking gambling. I don't want to go ahead and endorse any of this. But let's be honest, right? I think we're all freaking gamblers if we're all freaking throwing our money into freaking DeFi tokens. Let's see. Let's all bet on black. I'm betting on red today. Hope it plays off well, right? So it is what it is, right? So right now I'm going to go over a little bit of news. So if all of you are still watching here today, I really do appreciate you a lot. And thank you. James says, I can use all, but I pay tax in country, 20% from crypto I receive. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, if you're trying to avoid taxes, which I don't recommend, chat, I always get messages from people like, hey, John, how can I avoid taxes? I'm like, bro, who do I look? Do I look like someone that avoids taxes? I freaking pay my taxes, bro. That's the last thing you want to do. Like, the last thing you want to ever do is like do invasion of taxes, right? You got to pay your freaking taxes, bro. So don't come at me asking me for solutions of how you could go ahead and freaking pull out your money without getting taxed. Like, I don't freaking know. And if you ever find out, let me know. I'm just freaking kidding, man. I'm being sarcastic. That's the beauty of blockchain, I guess. Everything's being tracked. So I would like get me a freaking nice CPA. If you're making fat money, you know, freaking hire someone that can protect your back, bro. Like, that's what you got to do. Like, if you start making fat money, get yourself a good lawyer, get yourself a freaking good CPA, get yourself a good legal team. If you're making that much freaking money and you're panicking, like, don't ask people like myself, because I'm not a financial advisor and I don't freaking know, dude. Like, you think I know the answers to taxes? I know a little bit, because I've asked questions and I've learned and I know what to do. But like, for example, like, I know what to do when I get in these situations because I always think ahead of time, right? So like, I already know who to contact when I hit over $1 million plus market cap for tax reasons. Like, I already have people to help me out for that, right? So you have to be doing the same thing. You have to prepare yourself, because once you get that money and you don't pay taxes and you don't think about it, you're going to get wrecked on the back end, bro. So you have to think like 10 steps ahead. So like for me, like, once I make the money, I know where to move my money to. I know what to do, who to contact to help me move my money. I know where and what to do if I want to go ahead and do, you know, other things. You know, if I want to go ahead and do investments and stuff like that, I know what to do, right? And that's what you have to have, that mentality, is that when the money comes in, you already know where to move the money. You're not like, oh snap, so I made 10 million, like, let me go to H&R Block for my taxes. Like, bro, you don't hit H&R Block for freaking for that, you know what I mean? You got to hit a pretty good CPA. You have to have a pretty good team, just in case, you know, they could audit your books correctly, and you make sure you're doing everything right and you're doing it correct, right? You don't want to do anything wrong. See, this is the thing what a lot of people misunderstand, is that the people that make a lot of money and make freaking millions of dollars and they're paying very low taxes, they're not doing anything illegal. They're just going through, I guess, loopholes that are not freaking obvious for the regular Tom and Joe. You know what I mean? They're going through like the top of the line freaking CPAs, freaking law firms that know like the tax regulation, that they know how to play around with it, right? They're not doing anything illegal. They just have freaking smart people that understand how the law works and how they could avoid paying less taxes, right? Legally. And that's what people don't understand. They're like, oh, the rich don't pay taxes. They don't. Yeah, they do. They just have a really complex system put in place in order for them to be protected, which costs money, right? So they need to pay money for a good legal team, right? So keep that in mind. Don't try to go ahead and avoid taxes and try to do any of that. Get yourself a good freaking lawyer, a freaking CPA legal team. Especially now, it's a lot easier with how the adoption of cryptocurrency has gone. Like, you can literally find CPAs that, you know, could help you out with your blockchain transactions. How good are they? I don't know. You have to vet them out, but you have to go ahead and start thinking of these things. So when you get the 10, 20 million not 20 million market cap, when you start getting the 10, 20 million dollars freaking in your account, you know how to freaking move, man, and you don't have any trouble with anybody, right? Yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. Altcoins. Today we're going to be taking a look at the ERC 404 standard, the groundbreaking new technology that allows tokens to have properties from both ERC 20 and ERC 21, mixing between fungible and non-fungible behaviors. So in this case, we can create an NFT collection having a unique token in common for all NFTs. Not accessible to everybody, low liquidity market, limited capability, unable to hold part of the asset with an NFT. And ERC20 is accessibility, scalability, liquidity, and fractional asset, which is pretty good. Interesting, right? So there's two different things right here we could talk about. It's essential. It works like this. If it's an example called X bought an NFT, gets minted on the buyer's wallet. If he sells, it gets burned. These NFTs can now always be traded on platforms like OpenSea. Nice. Let's deep dive into top trending altcoins that have been soaring in the new narrative. Pandora, Defrox, MPC, Yes, and Rug. You just can't make any of this up, right? Pandora is listed on BingX, so it does look like we are at a strong top right now at the moment, so I wouldn't consider buying that. But if I'm looking at that correctly, does that say $24,000? That's freaking insane. Then we have the Defrogs right here trending on Ethereum, which you could also go ahead and head over to BingX to check that out. So definitely go ahead and check that out. MPC. And which one's this one right here? Yes, Chad. Nice. No centralized listing yet. So this could be a token that we could consider checking out right here, because this thing has not been listed yet. We have, let's see, yes. Oh, this is on Ethereum though, dude. I don't know how I feel about Ethereum right now. I know gas fees on Ethereum are so freaking expensive right now, so I wouldn't consider Ethereum at the moment. This token is now setting a new standard NFT as a meme potential narrative, no affiliate marketing Ethereum contract. Interesting. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's see what this is. This is pretty cool. So this thing just came out 3 days ago. So these are just NFTs, I guess. These are pretty cool NFTs. I would buy something like this, to be honest. Yeah, I like this NFT. It's pretty cool. It looks like this thing's gonna break out to the upside. Nice. So it is. We are entering a buy zone on that one. So that's it for that list right here. Market update. The move looks bullish according to Stock Money Lizards, but we should always be careful with the bull trap, right? So we actually didn't talk about that today. There is a possibility of a bull trap as well. So let's not get too excited, even though I am getting excited about the market. We can't forget that there's a possibility of a bull trap happening as well, right? Forget about the bear scenarios. This is a super heavy bull market-ish. And we actually go ahead and see here on 2017 and 2020 leading to 2024, where there's a possibility we could be having the same case scenario where we have that massive breakout to the upside, right? Which I believe could be happening. We don't want to go ahead and put our eggs and bet on it, but confidently, I do believe we will be seeing a breakout to Bitcoin before we get that Bitcoin halving coming in a couple more days. I don't want to say in a couple more days, but we have still about 65 days left for the Bitcoin halving. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you to go ahead and say, you know what, like, dude, John's saying this is bullish, or other traders are saying this is bullish, I'm going all in with freaking 50x leverage. No, we have to still be careful and also know that as people thought we were going to dump on Bitcoin and it actually created a short squeeze, a lot of people can now be very bullish and actually could put the price action down, pushing us down to $32,000. So this is the reason why you don't want to just stick to one narrative. You want to be aware of what's going on in the market, right? So BTC is the moon and the mission has been broken. Don't forget Bitcoin first, altcoins will follow, and then meme tokens, right? So everything's looking good in my opinion. We're going to go ahead and see right here, Bitcoin is in the 6th straight consecutive green month. So I don't know if that's considered bullish or bearish. The total crypto market cap has already reached the 1 trillion market cap. So we've actually talked about that yesterday, I believe. We talked about how we're almost reaching the 2 trillion market cap. So we're up 3.79%, and the total 24-hour volume, we're up 32%. So we're definitely seeing an increase in the market, right? And typically when you start seeing the overall market cap being increased alongside with the total volume, that tells you that there's more money inflowing, and most money that's going to inflow into the market is going to go directly into DeFi, right? So as profit takers come in from Bitcoin and into the altcoins, that money is going to start dumping into a lot of the DeFi sectors, right? So be aware of that, and this is the reason why I've been bullish on DeFi for the last couple months, right? You have to understand how this freaking space works. So that's what we have right here. The total market cap is getting near the 1 trillion mark. I think it will reach it very soon. 800 billion around has turned into a support now. So I don't know how long ago this was, but we just saw the total. I guess this is a whole entire market cap for Bitcoin, or is it excluding Bitcoin? Because the overall market has already hit a trillion. We're about to hit 2 trillion, right? So Bitcoin's currently 6th straight month. I don't know if that's bullish. I wouldn't really be too bullish on that. I'd be more bearish, to be honest. The inflows have been higher than the outflows in the last 9 days, right? So that could definitely give us an indicator that there's more money coming into Bitcoin than coming out, which could definitely mean that there could be a massive breakout to an upside towards that $57,000 price target that we've been talking about for these last couple of days, right? So like news like this, you don't want to be bullish on, but when you put all the information that we put together with the DXY, Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin, you know, what altcoins are doing, and you put little charts like this on the back end, and you see ETF inflows have been bigger since Grayscale's outflows in the 9 days, that's definitely a bullish case scenario to be more bullish, right? We would have got that yesterday or a few days ago, like 2-3 days ago, and people were being bearish. It's kind of obvious a short squeeze was going to happen, right? It's common sense. I'm telling you, once you start to look at this market like this and you ask yourself and you think 10 steps ahead of what that person's thinking, you're going to be able to call most tops and bottoms. And I'm not a wizard. I'm not the best TA analyst. I wouldn't even consider myself the best. I think I'm pretty good at what I say and what I do, but I could definitely learn a lot more and become better, right? But with that being said, I'm not telling you anything that's like freaking, like, in my opinion, that's crazy, right? It does sound crazy because I'm using this different kind of perspective and narrative of the way I look at things, which is kind of comes out of my own thing. This is the reason why I'm able to predict, oh, this thing's gonna freaking pump right here, because you need to have experience in a market, right? When you have experience in a market, I told you learn from 2 ways. You learn through the experience of other people, or you learn through your own personal experience, right? So once you're in this market so many times looking at charts and looking at the indicators that I look at, you're going to be able to easily catch on to these trends and be able to catch on to what's bullish and bearish, right? And that's why I'm able to tell you, hey, chat, you know, Bitcoin's going to pump at these levels because of this and this reason. Fundamentally, you know, the DXY is doing this, US 100 is doing this is what's going on in the war, this is what's going on in the world, and I could go ahead and put all that fundamental data and squeeze it and make my analysis make more sense, right? But if someone solely just on TA and is not looking at the fundamental side of things, and they're just looking at what the price of Bitcoin is going to go, obviously they're not going to go ahead and have the same probability of them probably hitting it, right? Because they're just looking at they're basing it off of volume and probably just what the candle pattern is doing. I'm basing it off what the global economy is doing, right? And that's what I think, in my opinion, kind of makes a difference of why I'm able to call most tops and bottoms, because I understand how the stock market moves, right? I understand, you know, what interest rates, what the Federal Reserve, affects the markets. I understand the stock market, right? So many people just look at one thing. They look at, oh, the price of Bitcoin, and they panic, right? But we look at everything. We look at the overall perspective of the economy globally, right? Global economy. We look at what's going on around. We might miss a few things, but we try to keep it as simple and basic to understand where the markets could potentially go. And we've called every top and bottom, chat, not to the point where I was able to say, hey, Bitcoin's going to dump at this price level. No, but I've been able to give warnings when we have reached bottoms and then when have we reached tops. I've been calling for a freaking run up in the market for the past 2 weeks. For the past 2 freaking weeks, I've been calling for a market pump. And everybody was bearish, everybody was sad, everybody was crying, and I was the most freaking bullish ever. You could go back to my videos. You're seeing this kind of hype 2 weeks ago. Bull run is back 100K. Short squeeze. I was talking about short squeeze. 100K bull run is back 2 weeks ago, right? Like, I was ahead of the curve 2 weeks ago before it actually happened, right? Same thing right here. If we go back to my videos right here, 2 weeks ago, warning, epic Bitcoin short squeeze incoming, right? You see these kind of videos. Yes, I do this for clickbait to get more attention. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as you see, same thing, short squeeze coming, right? So like when it hits, your narrative hits. You don't want to be shorting then. You want to be doing the complete opposite. So this is the reason why I'm able to stay ahead of the game, because I look at the market of what makes sense. I'm not just magically saying, oh, out of my head, this is what's going to happen. No, bro, I'm looking at physical data that's publicly available for us to look at and understand and predict the outcomes of where they're going to go, right? We're not looking at just candlesticks and breakout patterns and volume indicators. No, we're looking at the fundamental side of the market, which many people don't do, right? Most people just go based off what the price action of a coin's doing, right? We're doing the complete opposite. And this is the reason why we've been able to call most tops and bottoms, right? So that's it on that end. I mean, we have a few little things right here, like BlackRock and Fidelity Bitcoin spot ETFs are more successful ETF launches in the last 30 years. We have Russia is now the second largest Bitcoin miner in the world. I imagine how the US feels to that, man. We have BRICS nations happening, and we have Russia being one of the freaking largest Bitcoin miners in the world. Like, good luck, US. Good luck, US, to that. We have the inverse Kramer theory is still working, as he said he was going to go down at the moment when Bitcoin has bottomed out, right? So Kramer continues to do the freaking same thing, man, time and time and over again. I don't understand who freaking listens to this guy, man. Like, this guy should be being looked at by the SEC, but we all know he's part of the freaking problem, right? Unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. That was January 2024, bro. Like, this guy is a freaking total meme, bro. Like, I swear he's a freaking plant. Like, they literally have him in the space. Just go ahead and shake out retail, get him out going. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people with influence power they shouldn't have, right? We need to freaking get rid of those people, bro. You got to be very, very careful who you listen to and who you watch, because there's a lot of freaking idiots in the world giving you information that makes no freaking sense, but because you don't understand it, it makes sense to you, right? So I can smell BS from like a mile away. When people talk to me about things, when it's crypto or something, I just listen and I'm like, yeah, bro, you ain't know nothing, but I'm not gonna put you on blast, right? I'm like, whatever, dude. And there's people like that don't even want to learn, and they think they know everything. It's like, all right, bro, whatever, you do you, bro, I'll do me. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just how people are. So just be very, very careful with who you listen to in the market, especially in these markets. A lot of people are always pushing, oh, the crash narrative is going to happen. The world is going to collapse. And then I'm telling you the same thing, but I'm also telling you that the markets are bullish, right? I told you, don't panic with this war that we're seeing with the US and Iran. There's more likely going to be a missile attack. The missile attack freaking happened, bro. Like, you can't make any of this up. I know I freaking sound crazy, but it really gets to me because I give you the information and a lot of people take it. A lot of you take the information, and it doesn't really benefit me too much when you take that information. It's just me. Like, I feel like I'm doing a good thing in the world. Like, I'm doing my part. I'm trying to acknowledge, I'm trying to let people understand and acknowledge what's going on around them. And if someone gives you that information and you're not willing to open up your mind, then that's up to you. I don't feel guilty about what happens to you, right? But if you're genuinely asking why and what's going on in the world and how can I go ahead and prevent that to happen, and how can I go ahead and educate myself to avoid that or understand how the market moves, I'm more than glad to go ahead and help you understand how this market moves, right? But the reality is most people don't care, and this is the reason why the world is the way the world is. You know, no one cares about this crypto stuff, bro. People are gonna care once they're mooning already, and it's gonna be too late. You and I are gonna be making a lot of freaking money in our own freaking islands, and while everybody that doubted us in this space and thought this was like the worst, they're gonna be running trying to understand it, because not because they want to, because now they have to. They're going to have to comply with this technology, whether you want to accept it or not, right? So we're just early on in the game. And by the time they do this full circle of this whole entire new digital realm that we're going into, we're going to understand how to navigate this realm. Most people are not, because they're okay being basic. And I know that's none of you, right? We're all, everybody here is a freaking leader. I could tell, man. I could tell that we're all freaking leaders here. We're not freaking sheep. But you know, I really don't feel bad for the sheep either. You know, especially the sheep are not willing to learn. I don't feel bad. But you know, if you're unconsciously a sheep and you don't realize it, and you really do get scared with what goes on in the news, and you really have no idea of like what the real narrative of what goes on globally is, then I feel bad for you if you're not trying to learn, man. I really do. It really sucks. I see people always stressed out and fearful in what's going on in the world, and I'm the complete opposite, man. I used to be like that, but once I understood what the markets are doing, dude, I don't need to listen to freaking the news channels to understand who's going to go ahead and get elected and predict my future. Dude, you shouldn't worry about that either. I'm sorry to tell you, but if we really had a saying as humans, you really think that overall we would be able to have the ability to vote people in or out? Like, think about it. Like, the world wouldn't be the way it is. Do you think a lot of people voted for what's going on? Do you think you and I voted for a war in Ukraine and the US, or Ukraine and Russia, or, you know, the US attacking Iran and shooting missiles? Do you think we voted for that? Do you think we are voting for war and we are voting for higher inflation? We're not, dude. So I think more people need to wake up, and you know, I'm going to offend a lot of people, man, but I really don't care. It is what it is. Like, you either freaking learn, dude, or you learn by your own. And that's really where I'm in this state of mind, and I've been for in a while, where if you don't want to learn, that's your freaking problem, bro. I don't care. I'm going to be okay. And everybody who's listening to me right now in chat, we're going to be chilling like freaking chinchillas, man. When the whole entire world is running around clueless like headless chickens, I'm not going to feel bad, because everybody has the same opportunity, right? We all are given the same opportunity. We're all given the same opportunity. So I'm not going to feel bad when everybody's running around like headless chickens, panicking about what's going on in the world, while you and I are all freaking chilling like chinchillas with financial freedom, with a lot of freaking money in our DeFi wallets, and probably living out in the freaking middle of nowhere, where we literally create our own city, because that's how much money we'll have. We'll be freaking chilling. Why? Because we took the time to educate ourselves, to understand what's going around us, and be aware, right? I think self-awareness is one of the biggest things that people lack, especially in this time of age. See, technology has put us in this situation where it's been really good and also really bad. And the power of the internet could come in with both ways, right? You could either be the person that's going to make a change for the world, or you could be the person standing behind and waiting for a change. And I'm not going to be waiting for a freaking change, bro. I know no freaking change is going to happen. It's up to me to make that change, right? So, like, even coming in here on YouTube, even as little as it is, whether it's 5 people, 3 people understanding what I'm telling you, dude, to me, that's already a big thing, right? That's already making some sort of change. All it takes is one person, right? It's kind of like word of mouth when it comes to a lot of these tokens. All it takes is one person to know the token. They tell their friends, they tell somebody else, and they all learn, right? And that's what I look at when I'm in here. How are your finances, Marco? They're doing pretty good, bro. I lost a little bit of money yesterday. BTC's pumping these past days. Yes, as I said so. Hopefully you freaking long the market, but finances are pretty good, bro. I've been making a little bit more money these last couple of days. I got wrecked yesterday. I lost about like almost $1,000. But luckily it was all profitable money. So it was all money that I was already in profit. So like right now with the money that I have, I made more money than I lost in the beginning of the month. I already made up for that money. So I'm pretty good. I've been hitting some pretty good plays. I get in a few projects with some money. So like I'm pretty much okay. I'm not where I want to be, but I do know the money's going to come in like crazy in the next coming days. So it's not too much of a problem right now at the moment. Obviously, I would like to have like 60 grand right now, you know, which I don't have 60 grand. But the positions that I'm in, I'm pretty confident. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about the market because this is the opportunity I was waiting for to trade. So everything's aligning pretty well, dude. Honestly, I would say everything's awesome. No complaints whatsoever. The only thing is that the market, it's taking a little bit longer to do its thing. It's just a matter of time when it does do its thing. But when it does, I'm going to be sitting on nice little bags, right? So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I would like to have like freaking $100,000 right now. If I was able to make $100,000 in some of these tokens, I'll be more than freaking great, man. But I'm nowhere near that. But I do think I'm going to get a nice little bag this month. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I make a nice little fat bag. If I can end this month with like $10,000 to $30,000 plus, I'm going to be chilling for a while. Like for one day, I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to be like, okay, we got to get back to the grind and we have to hit $100,000. But yeah, dude. Nice profile picture straight from LinkedIn, bro. Good to know you're doing good. I appreciate you. Do you freaking follow me on LinkedIn, man? You must freaking follow me on LinkedIn, man. Marco must freaking follow. Or you probably searched my photo, huh? Yeah, dude. I'm trying to switch it up, dude. I'm trying to do a little bit of changes onto the channel. You know, obviously the channel has been lacking a lot. The growth of the channel hasn't been like, let's be honest, like let's not ignore the elephant in the freaking room. Like the channel hasn't been performing well. Like it's been doing very, very bad. And honestly, the channel should have been doing better. It's not. It's just a lot of things that, like, you know, maybe my channel, maybe I was a little too crazy. Maybe I scream a lot. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of things, right? So I'm trying to work on right now with the branding. Let's see where things go. I'm trying my best to work on with the branding to go ahead and amplify the brand and be taken a little bit more serious. Unfortunately, we live in a world where image is everything. And I agree to disagree, right? So for me personally, I understand how to be that professional person, but I've been that professional person early on in my age, right? So I feel like I never got to really be myself growing up, dude, to be honest. Like I feel like I always had to be like, I always had to have like this like mature mindset at all times to be able to get to where I've been, right? So early on when I started my career, like I've always been around older people, man. Like my circle when I was like 21, like my circle were 30 or 40 year olds, man. Like 50 year olds were my mentors. Like I didn't have friends my age, bro. Like when I first got into my career, my sales career, I wasn't around people my age. I wasn't around with freaking 20-year-olds, bro. I was like the only 20-year-old there, working with people that were already married and had a family, right? So I feel like I had to kind of like grow up very quickly, because I had a lot of responsibilities early on. So like, I think like when I had this channel, like now that I have this channel, like I kind of left that crazy side out of me because I was never able to really show it, because of when you work in the corporate freaking side of the world, bro, it's all like freaking, you gotta be freaking Mr. Perfect. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it seems like we have to kind of go back to that stage. So image is everything, man. Image is freaking everything. As much as nobody wants to go ahead and believe it or understand it, but image and presentation of the way you present yourself and you hold yourself is really, really important, especially in business, right? In order to be taken serious, regardless of your age or knowledge, it really all comes down to your image. Obviously, you know, your knowledge is going to be big, but a lot of people are instantly going to judge you off your image, the way you look, the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you hold yourself, the way you stand, the way you dress. So unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in, and it's quite sad, but it makes sense, right? And the reason why I say that was because when I was in sales, I would never judge my customers by what they were wearing, right? Because usually the person that was wearing like the most fanciest freaking clothes, the freaking high-end purses, the freaking designer, were usually the ones that were broke, had no money, and their credit was terrible, to be honest, right? Like the people that were well-dressed were usually the ones that had like terrible credit and had no freaking money. But when there was a freaking customer that like looked normal, that kind of even looked homeless, to be honest, they were the people that had the freaking money in their bank account, fat money, and they had really good credit. And guess who freaking sold to them? I freaking sold to them, because I never judged anybody. You never know who you're talking to. So like I've been able to get pretty good connections because I always talk to people, and I respect everybody, right? Because I understand not only the power of networking, but I understand of never judging anybody by the way they look, right? Because you don't know who they are, what opportunity they could give you, and what opportunity can be presented to you. So I think that's the beauty of sales, but a lot of people don't look at it that way, right? Unfortunately, we live in a world where we prejudge before we actually listen, unfortunately. So yeah, it's the reality of the world, whether you want to accept it or not. Bradley, how's it going? Marco says, nope, but it looks like a LinkedIn picture. Yeah, it is my LinkedIn profile, bro. It's my LinkedIn profile. That was like when I was, dude, in that picture that I took, I was young as F. I mean, I was probably like 18, 19. That's when I started like kind of dabbling into like, you know, going into this corporate structure, like being around older people, like having older mentors. You know what I mean? I still have my mentor till this age. You know, it's pretty cool having my mentor see me grow up, and having a mentor early on. Like I had my first mentor, like my actual physical mentor, at like 18, I think it was, or like 19 or 20, I think it was, is when I first had my mentor. So I'm 25 now. So definitely he has helped a lot, right? So if you're like young, or even if you're, you know, in your mids and you have no mentor, I would suggest all of you to have someone that's a lot older and wiser than you in order to educate you, because there might be some things that you might not know, right? So that's one thing that I would say I'm pretty good at. It's listening to other people, even though I talk a lot, dude. I'm a freaking talker, but I'm a person that asks a lot of questions, and I like to learn from other people, right? So if I was to ever meet anybody of you, like I would freaking ask you more questions and talk. And that's just because I want to know more, and I want to know what you know, because I don't know about it. And that's how you know. That's how you learn things, is when you ask. Bradley says, has the AMC and GME videos helped? That's how I found you, bro. Be yourself. It's not that we take you serious. Your image is flown. Don't need to change it. Our generation, she's working professionals are different and present different than the boomers. I agree with you, bro. I completely agree with you. I appreciate you, Bradley. It really does mean a lot. Vernon, what was your overview on AMC, by the way? AMC, it's pretty bullish. I think it's going to pump this weekend, alongside with AMC. I mean, with GME. So right now I'm just trying to make some quick little trades to add to my AMC bag, because I did take profits on my AMC bag yesterday. I've been taking profits, and I only took like $300, so it wasn't that much, $300 to $400, but my bag is less now, right? And I lost most of that money trading meme tokens yesterday, but I made my money back. So right now I'm like at like half of what I lost yesterday, I made already, right? So right now I'm trying to make a bigger, fatter bag. So I'm crossing my fingers, hoping some of these plays play out for me, right? I'm crossing my fingers. We can make a couple $100, maybe a couple grand. So by the time we have this breakout with AMC and GME, we could swing trade it. So moving forward, I'm still going to be holding on to AMC to a nice little bag, but I want to have money to provide liquidity if I'm going to do that, and I want to have money to swing trade, right? And I want to be swing trading with like at least $1,000 to $2,000 each. Like I want to have a nice fat bag for AMC chilling, I want to have a nice little swing bag for AMC and a nice little swing bag for GME. So I want to go ahead and be trading both of those, and hopefully I could go ahead and turn like Vernon, be as cool as Vernon, and make like 10 G's swing trading AMC and GME, and then provide more liquidity for AMC, because AMC, dude, AMC is going to be the one, man. A lot of people do not see it just yet, and trust me, once GME pumps, this thing is going to go to the freaking moon, bro. It's going to go to the freaking moon. Like, this narrative is so big. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, how big the freaking narrative is. The narrative is freaking big, bro. It's freaking big. Like, I only jumped into freaking meme tokens again was because of AMC, bro. Because I got in the short squeeze 3 years ago. I'm telling you, that was my specialty when I used to trade stocks and options. I looked at stocks. I started trading stocks and then I pivoted into trading options, right? But trading options, the reason why I always killed it in options was because I traded stocks that were being heavily shorted. And I still freaking made money longing options a few months ago. Back in November, I was trading options, but I completely ended up stopping because I wanted to put my main focus into trading crypto instead. Because I just don't have the same passion for stocks anymore. To me, it's just like, I don't care, bro. It's fun, it's cool, but I just rather trade crypto, bro. It's like what I would rather do, right? So like options is cool. You can make a lot of money, but being actively trading options, I would rather just trade crypto, bro, because crypto moves so quick and needs your attention. And same thing with options. Options, you have to go ahead and worry about Greeks. But anyways, what I'm trying to tell you, and I kind of zone out sometimes, chat. What I'm trying to tell you is that I got in AMC for meme tokens just because of AMC. Just because of that, I got into trading meme tokens again. And I hated trading meme tokens, bro. I hate it. I would never endorse any of you to trade meme tokens, but I am right now. But I'm not a financial advisor, so it doesn't really matter anyways. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I felt that connection with AMC. When I jumped in chat and everybody's like, yeah, dude, I remember I made so much money in the short squeeze. Like, I feel part of this. Like, I'm like, dude, I freaking feel that too. So even though I'm against communities, bro, I don't believe in that. But community is everything, right? And this goes back to like what we have here in this stream. Community is everything. Like, and the people that I've connected and I met through AMC, bro, have been freaking amazing. That I know that like, as if anything ever happens with AMC, like I know I have a group of people now that are like freaking friends, right? And that's what's cool about what I like about the AMC community, is that we're all putting in the work. Same thing with GME. GME, the narrative is so freaking big, people don't understand. Like if you weren't there during the short squeeze 3 years ago, you don't understand the potential of AMC and GME. This was freaking worldwide news, bro. They rigged the market against us. Hedgies, the hedge funds, ended up preventing us from freaking buying more, or else they would have gone bankrupt and the whole entire world would have freaking collapsed. We the people did that, bro. We all came united, regardless of color, regardless of religion, regardless of gender, regardless of whatever the F you freaking want to identify as. We all came together as a community because we wanted to take over the hedgies, the hedge funds, bro. And we freaking did. And guess what? When we were beating them in their game, guess what they freaking did? They deleted the buy button. Biggest thing in the freaking world, bro. Talk about freaking corruption at its freaking finest, right? All the freaking banks did it. Why? Because if they would have never done it, the world would have freaking collapsed, bro. Literally would have freaking collapsed. Everything would have freaking been done with, which we're going to see it soon, but it would have happened a lot sooner, which they didn't want that to happen, right? They didn't want to lose their money. So they cheated. And in AMC and GME on crypto, guess what? They don't have a buy button to disable, a sell button to disable. It's DeFi, decentralized finance. It's the beauty of things, right? You can hold this thing for as long as you want, and we could determine the freaking market cap for it, right? So as more people start to wake up and realize how freaking big this thing is, this thing in reality could go to any freaking price, and it could surpass what it did in Wall Street, and literally nobody could freaking stop us. This is like the revolution we could get. Like if you want to do a revolution, a global revolution, this is it right here. This is your opportunity to have a revolution. And I'm not endorsing one either. I'm just trying to hype you up, right? I'm trying to get you motivated to freaking join, but don't, okay? That's what people don't understand. So this is big. And the fact that there's only freaking 5,000 holders on this, bro, it's a freaking joke. It's a freaking joke. Same thing with GME. The fact that GME only has 19 holders is a freaking joke, bro, because literally we could take this thing to like $1,000 if we really wanted to. But it's going to be all up to the freaking people to realize it, right? So as more people start to catch on and start to realize how big the freaking narrative is, it's so big they made a movie, man. It's called Dumb Money. I watched it. It was pretty good. It wasn't as good because I was actually part of the short squeeze, right? I wasn't part of the community, but I was part of the short squeeze. So for me, the AMC and GME, it makes me feel like I'm a part of a community, as dumb as that freaking sounds, bro. But I get to relive that once again. And for me, that's freaking amazing, bro. Those were some freaking fun times in my life when we had the short squeeze in GME and AMC, when I had freaking doubters doubting that AMC was going to go nowhere, when GME was going to go nowhere, and yet I freaking made a nice, decent amount of money. So it's more about proving a point, man. And it's proving a point to the bankers. It's the bankers that are the problem, man. That's the problem. The banks fund the wars. The banks do everything, man. The banks are the ones that are in control of this global economy. So to really make a change, if you guys really want to make a change in this world, you buy AMC and GME. That's really the reason why I'm so bullish on this, man. Because this is the last time we'll probably have a real DeFi market, bro. Because now that we have Wall Street joining us, it's over, dude. This is going to be the last biggest bull run. Like, if you don't make freaking generational wealth this bull run, or you don't make enough money, dude, I think you're done, dude. I think we're done with this, dude. This is the last time we will make so much freaking money out of this market, in my opinion. There's never going to be another option again. And maybe there might be small little bull runs, but it's not going to be as big. There's going to be more regulation. There's going to be more freaking rules. There's going to be more control into the market, which I freaking hate. Yeah, dude, it's BS. It's freaking BS, right? So this is the reason why I got into crypto, was because of the short squeeze. When they blocked that buy button, dude, I was devastated. I lost over like 30 grand, I think it was, on AMC because they disabled the buy button, man. I bought in GameStop at a very low price in real life. You know, I bought in at $6. There was no YouTubers at the time talking about it. There was no freaking short squeeze narrative. I only understood it because I looked at the fundamentals, man. I looked at the freaking fundamentals because that's what I like to focus on. I like to focus on short squeeze stocks. And that was my freaking go-to thing trading in the stock market. When I used to trade options, was look for the freaking company that's getting the most heaviest shorted and freaking long the freaking bottom, bro. You don't short the bottom, right? So yeah, that's why for me it's really special, man. We'll see where things go. It's really going to be up to the people, man. If people are lazy to really prove a point and like are no longer willing to push it, that's up to them, bro. So much people, you know, the thing is, like, people all want to change, but no one's willing to make that change, right? And that's the problem with the society that we live in globally. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, bro, but I think the problem that we are seeing worldwide is the people. We are the problem, bro. And not just that, we also allow it to happen through these entities that control us, which are the central banks. The central banks own everything. They own everything, bro. They freaking own everything. And if you really hate what's going on in the world right now, and you really hate what's going on with your country and the state you live in, freaking make a change. Make a freaking change. It's really that simple. But see, the thing is, most people complain and aren't willing to do anything. Most people would rather wait and just watch and chill, you know, freaking go party, go to clubs, get freaking hammered on weekends, watch the football game, and wait for the next holiday to come in to get freaking, have an excuse to get freaking hammered to the face, and just repeat the same cycle and complain about what's going on in the world. Like freaking lazy at mother effers, bro. The global economy is freaking lazy to make a change, man. Anyways, going on to these crazy rants. Today is Friday. Didn't even realize that. I'm already an hour and 41 minutes onto the stream, maybe going into 2. And the market closed green. Guess what that means, chat? When does a freaking stock market ever close on a green? Whenever something major is going to happen over the weekend. So we'll see what kind of country the US decides to attack this weekend. Let's see who attacks who they blow up who, what missiles they launch. Let's see what kind of freaking certain event happens, because this is the typical behavior we've been seeing in the last 2 weeks. And people kind of argue with me otherwise. And you're like, John, you're a little crazy to think that, but I might be crazy, man. I might be crazy. These markets drive you crazy, bro. That's the reality of the thing, is that these markets drive you freaking crazy, bro. It's like, what all you do is just look at the freaking all this data, and you realize how all of this is really moving. You kind of drive yourself crazy to a point, right? So maybe I am. I don't know. So don't listen to what I'm saying. Maybe listen, maybe don't. But let's read some comments real quick. John with a hat, bro. That sounds pretty bullish. That sounds really bullish. I would buy something like that. Are you open to doing sales still? Of course, bro. I'm always open to doing sales. I'm super open to doing sales. Like I think that's one of the biggest things I miss. I miss in-person sales, but I've been an account executive for Yelp. I worked for a startup company selling AI software to institutions as an SDR. So I've had experience selling. I've been really early on in my age. I've always been a salesperson, man. I think the salesperson is in me, right? I love sales, and most importantly, I love helping people, right? So that's what I enjoy the most, and I think that's why I'm passionate about sales. I think sales is everything, man. I could sell you on something else, right? I could sell you pretty much anything, but let's not talk about that. But yeah, I'm open to sales, bro. If you have a gig for me, reach out to me at ALTCOIN John. Like I'd be more than willingly be learning to learn and expand the horizon, bro, because that's really what it's all about, bro. It's all about adopting, right? It's all about adopting, making changes, and improving yourself every day. If you're not improving yourself every day, chat, which you are, I know you guys are improving yourselves every day because you're here watching this live stream, right? I'm assuming you're learning something new every day, because I learn something new every day. Like I look at these markets and I'm like, wow, damn, I never knew that. I learned something new, you know, and then I share it with you, right? So all of you are learning something new every day. All of you are freaking leaders. You could tell, right? This live stream is not full of sheep. There's no sheep in here, man. We're all freaking leaders, and it's all to us to make that change and that difference in the world, in ourselves, and in our families, right? People are depending on us, man. People are freaking depending on us. But with that being said, yes, I'm open to freaking sales roles, bro. Like I want to get into freaking sales again. I really wish we never got rid of that in-person sales, because I loved freaking retail sales. It was really fun when I used to sell jewelry. Tech sales is really cool too. I like the work from home environment, but it kind of also sucks as a person that loves talking to people and meeting people. So like when I hop on live stream, bro, like this kind of like makes my day, you know what I mean? It's like I hop on live stream, even though I'm talking to myself, it doesn't feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to every one of you, right? And even though all of you type, it feels like we're having an in-person conversation. And for me, that's like amazing for me, right? So like the way you see me on live stream is the way I am in person, dude. I freaking talk a lot, but I would ask more questions, right? Because I love learning about people. That's just me personally. Bradley said, dude was screaming, thought out the dealership, man. Yes, dude. I've always wanted to get into the dealership sales. Bradley says I'm 30. Nice, bro. We're a close age. I'm 25. Kelly Good says, you're good, bro. Everything just takes time. Just get ready for your bull run. You will grow. I appreciate you a lot, Kelly Good. It means a lot, man. Vernon says, the bottom is in on AMC. I really value your insight, man. Always need another mind to keep me on my trading feed. It's great, man. Vernon, I think it's in, bro. But I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You're freaking good at trading, man. You're really freaking good. I gotta watch out for my language. You're really freaking good, bro. You've come a long way. Like I remember the conversations we had back in November, bro, when you were telling me like, oh, I got no money, and I was like, dude, wait for your time, be patient, your time is coming. And now you're freaking making thousands of dollars a freaking day. And you're younger than me, bro. So congratulations. And one thing that I have to tell you here is that you have one thing that I don't have, right? One of my biggest things that I lack, when it comes to trading is discipline. That's the biggest thing I lack right now. And this is the only reason why I get wrecked time and time over and over again. And I used to have that discipline. I used to always have that discipline. But one little thing kind of switched on me. And once, you know what that was? It was when I took profits on my GME position a few years ago. And I was going to get a Maserati because I needed a car. And this was 3 years ago during the short squeeze. And I sold GameStop at $21. I took profits. And I was trading options. Keep in mind, I got in GameStop at $6. And I sold at 21. A week later, that thing went up to 50. And then a week later after that, it went up to $500. I would have been a multi-millionaire. And I feel like low key, ever since that thing happened, I kind of like freaking, I have a switch in my head where like it's really hard for me to want to sell, right? So like I need to go ahead and like, I've been trying to fix it, man. And I think I'm getting better every day. I think I am getting better every day. At least I hope I am. And that's literally the only switch I gotta switch. As soon as I get that discipline coming in, like consistent discipline, where I say I'm gonna sell and I sell, and when I say I'm gonna take profits, I take profits. As soon as I make that flip, dude, I'm gonna be freaking killing it. But that's my biggest weakness right there, is that discipline, that discipline in trading. Discipline I could get, right? I'm saying I'm pretty committed to whatever I want to do. When I say I want to do something, I'm the most committed person. But when it comes to that, like being disciplined on that, like it's very difficult for me right now. It has been very difficult these last couple years, well, at least couple months, I would say, to go ahead and get that done with trading, right? So as soon as I flip that switch, bro, I'm going to be racking in 30 grand a month, I hope, in trading, maybe 100K a month, right? That's the goal that we all want to hit, I get, at least for me. So yeah, I just need that. So Vernon, you have that, bro. You have that one thing I'm lacking. So you're freaking good, right? So one thing I would also say is perspective of somebody else, like a second perspective, it's pretty good. But overall is whatever you believe in, man. If you don't think the bottom's in anymore and you think it's going to continue to dump, go with whatever your intuition says, right? If you feel it's time to buy, you're going to have that feeling. You're going to know because you've gotten wrecked so many times unconsciously. Everybody has, or whatever the case is. It's not just from trading market, that when you see an opportunity, you're going to know. You're going to have that gut feeling where you're like, okay, I'm all in. You maybe not might want to have that mentality, but you'll have that mentality, right? So with me, with AMC, when it dumped a lot, I understood what was going to happen, right? Doge with a hat, I understood it was going to happen, right? So you start to get that feeling. It's I forget what the word is called, man. But you know what I'm talking about. And that's happened to me multiple times in sales too. Like when it's a slow day and I'm like, dude, I'm going to freaking sell big today, and I make a freaking fast sell. And it's kind of like the same way with trading, right? You kind of get that feeling where you're like, dude, this trade setup is so freaking good. I'm going to kill it on this trade setup. And you go in and you freaking do good, right? So it's kind of like an intuition. There you go. An intuition that something's going to come in very, very big. And it's like all through experience, right? You have to kind of go through it to understand and be like, okay, you know what? I remember back then when this happened. And you get that feeling, that sense again, and it reminds your brain, and you're like, dude, remember that one past experience or feeling that you had? And it could be a good or bad one, but if you use the good ones in your favor, dude, you'll be able to catch on opportunities multiple times. You have to remember the world that we live in this world where it's really just numbers, right? The world is energy and numbers. So, and what you project also through emotions is also energy, right? So if you have like a bad feeling that something's going to happen, more than likely that's going to happen because you're projecting the energy that's going to happen, right? If you're projecting good energy, you know, you're bringing in that good energy towards you, and that's when you start to have really good days, and you're like, oh snap, like today's been a lucky day. And it's not that the day is lucky, is that you made the day lucky. You know what I mean? Same thing with having a bad day. It's not that the day was bad, is that you unconsciously or consciously made your day bad. So it's all up to you to really have the control of wherever you desire your world to be. Literally, we all have the power and the magic to literally form and adopt the world that we want to live in, right? So that's why having a positive mindset is very, very important, especially when times are not good, right? So always keep a positive mindset. Go in with your intuition of a trade or whatever the opportunity is, and you'll understand, right? And if it goes the opposite way, it's okay. You learn from that, right? That's the only way you learn and you avoid that mistake. So I don't want to go ahead and tell you 100%, oh, dude, this is 100% the bottom in AMC. But to me, it looks like the bottom. I mean, GME continues to dump. So like in order to really know what the bottom is looking at GME. What is freaking GME doing, right? When is GME going to freaking reverse? It looks like right now we're going back to this freaking other area of support right here. So we're going to see where the area of support is. When is GME going to decide to bottom out? That's a great question. I don't know. No one knows. So I hope the bottom is soon. But if not, it's just going to take a little bit while to go ahead and break through pass again one more time. So we're going to go ahead and see where this goes moving forward. But we should have a reversal probably in the next day or two, right? I definitely do not want to go ahead and see GME break below 30 million market cap. If it breaks below 30 million market cap, I think this wave might be over, chat. And it sucks to say that because that's something I definitely do not want to go ahead and say. But yeah, that could potentially also mean that, you know, we see a head and shoulders pattern right here forming, and that's exactly what we're having. So we're more than likely probably going to go ahead and retest back this area of support before we have any real reversal, unless GME just pulls one of these where it just moons, which is very possible, right? So we'll see where things go moving forward. But I think the bottom is in. I don't know. I think it's going to dump a little bit more, especially right now, what we're seeing. And then let's go ahead and take a look at AMC. And we all know that when GME dumps, bro, like AMC like freaking dumps harder with it. And we just kind of have to depeg from that. We kind of have to depeg with AMC on that. And with AMC, it's kind of like one of those things where we just have to be patient, right? Is this going to be the freaking final bottom, right? Is this going to be the final bottom? Are we finally going to be coming back with a reversal? And typically we're followed with 2 days of reverse with a red day, and then we're followed with a green day. So it still has time, but it's not looking the best. I'm going to be honest with you. The market is not looking the best for GME and AMC. I would hope and cross my fingers that this thing reverses, but it's not looking the best overall. Is looking okay. If I wouldn't be completely bearish right here, because I've seen what happens with these tokens time and over again. Right now we're having the change of tokens. We're having the dog with hats tokens pumping right now. The tokens that weren't pumping the last couple weeks are now pumping. Like for example, Solana was down a lot, and now this thing is kind of slightly coming back down. It's breaking, coming back down from this head and shoulders pattern, which this thing pumped a lot a few months ago, right? So typically when we have a lot of these tokens, you know, they can't pump forever. For GME and AMC, they do have the possibility too, but it just seems like people are just rotating right now. So people are just going to whatever's hot trending right now. And that's kind of like the problem, is that people don't understand the narrative behind what we're talking about. So when the narrative actually does become stronger and this thing pumps, people are going to run through it crazy. But you have to be patient. So I hope this is the bottom. That's all I could really say. I'm going to be honest with you. That's all I can say. I hope this is the bottom. And if you want to go ahead and enter any of these positions with leverage, check out MEXC and BingX. Both of these platforms, you can go ahead and use no KYC. Bybit does require KYC. And check out NordVPN offering 69% off with 3 months freaking extra, right? So today is Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday for many of you. We'll see where things go on moving forward. I mean, I'm probably expecting some sort of freaking missile attack or some sort of war breakout is going to happen over the weekend. So expect a lot of volatility moving forward. DXY, it's on this breather, still in this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is not bullish overall for the market. So expect a lot of choppiness moving forward. Bitcoin's looking pretty good. We are also entering an area of resistance with Bitcoin, but we still could have this continuation to the upside, pushing the short squeeze to $55,000 to $57,000. We're going to have a lot of these altcoins start pumping. A lot of these altcoins already came out of this breakout, out of the head and shoulders inverse head and shoulders pattern with the cup and handle pattern. So congratulations on all those trade setups that a lot of you have taken. Make sure to take profits right now in this market. It's very volatile, and we could be expecting a lot of just randomness going on around to move this market, right? So just be very, very careful. Happy Chinese New Year's if you celebrate Chinese New Year's or any other holiday. I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and yeah, we'll see. We'll finish off with that. That's pretty much it, right? So I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch all of you on tomorrow's live stream or later on today. Actually, let's take this back, right? So if the market is doing pretty well right now, more than likely we're gonna have a pretty bullish week ahead of us, right? We're gonna have a bullish week ahead of us. So what that means is that we're probably gonna have a crazy weekend, and that means I will be back to streaming twice a day. So hopefully the markets get crazy tonight where I can stream twice. Okay, so I'll catch all of you on to the next one, and have a wonderful day. Take care.